So I just noticed that tomorrow is kind of a silly anniversary for me. What had happened was I was working on my PhD. I was actually in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I later transferred to Rochester. I was in Pittsburgh, and I had a friend who was going to college there, University of Pittsburgh. And one day I had argued with my mom. My mom and I disagree on various philosophies in life. We still do. She still gets angry at me for doing intermittent fasting, and she doesn't believe that there is life outside of food. You know, she was overweight until very recently, but she has had to cut back because of health concerns, and I know she struggles because she thinks she's sacrificing. And I can't talk to her during the holidays because she thinks I'm missing out. I think she's missing out. So we had gotten into an argument like that. You know, Christmas time is always tricky in that regard. And I stormed out of my parents' home and I walked a good 10 miles actually to go see a friend. I didn't have a driver's license at the time, but I used to be really good at walking long distances. This is winter time we're talking about. That's how crazy I used to be. So I had gotten to my friend's house in near Pittsburgh, and the next morning, my friend was taking an exam, and I was in the computer lab printing some materials. And I had printed some research papers that I was reading, but I couldn't find my printouts at the printer. And then it dawned on me, I was logged into somebody else's account by mistake. Somebody forgot to log out of their computer. And so I looked at the computer, and over at the University of Pittsburgh, our usernames are sorted by our initials. And this guy's initials was JIF. And so I went to a printer to look for it. And sure enough, it came out under JIF4. And so I collected it. And then my friend came back from his exam. And I told my friend, look at what happened. I accidentally stole some of this guy's print quota. And my friend, who's not nearly as honest as I am, he says, let me steal some as well. And so he jumped on the computer I was at, and he started printing some stuff. And then he said that we had JIFed this person, because JIF kind of sounds like JIP. He got tongue-tied. He was going to say I had a JIF, JIPed JIF, but he said that I had JIFed this person. And so ever since then, my friend decided that it would be a good idea to steal people's print quotas. And he must have stolen hundreds and hundreds of people's print quotas. You gotta remember, this is a college campus. People were forgetting to log out all the time. And so we coined the term jiffing people. He and I used to love little pranks like that. One time, he and I were on the road, and I had a credit card that gave you 10 cents reward every time you used the card. There was a limit, I think, at some number of dollars per month, but still, every time you swiped the card, it gave you 10 cents. And so I had gone to get some gasoline, and I came up with the idea that maybe I could break up the pumping of the gasoline into multiple transactions. And as I'm doing that, my friend, he jumps up and down saying, "Jif, Jif, Jif, Jif." Jif became a slang term for taking advantage of it, scamming somebody. And so as I'm getting gas in multiple transactions, like 5 or 6 transactions, he's jumping up and down going, "Jif, Jif, 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 Jif." Now, one time I had gotten into a disagreement with a mutual friend of the two of ours over a girl that I liked. And he suggested that I could prank call this guy, but I thought that would, I didn't have anything good to say, and he and I came up with this idea of getting lots of people to prank call him. We went on Craigslist and created ads with the guy's phone number of various things. At first we were trying to sell a car. Obviously the car didn't exist, it wasn't his car, but we posted his phone number. Craigslist doesn't confirm that it's actually your phone number that you posted. And then I came up with an even better idea. I claimed that I had just started a brand new coin store. I created a logo for the coin shop and all sorts of interesting designs. And I said that the 10th caller to our coin shop will win a 10-ounce gold bar. And so my friend's phone rang non-stop for days on end. But I wasn't sure if the scam had worked. So I called the friend and said, hey, am I caller number 10? He went, ah. And as soon as he did that, I had to bite my lips to keep myself from laughing because I knew my scam had worked. And that was good. Anyway, sometimes little scams like that can bring a little cheer, right? When all seems to be lost, like when my mom and I seem to argue nonstop about, she disagrees with me about the food. She gets angry about the idea that I hope to one day stop all sorts of, at least stop hedonically eating, right? I'll still might have to eat for survival, but even that gets my mom very angry. And I talk about, she gets angry about people taking advantage of me. But you know what? Our real wealth is our connectivity with others. Here in 2021, even though I refuse to take this one drug that Big Pharma is pushing on us, I haven't lost my job. In fact, I've gotten new offers for work, although it's kind of tricky because of constraints. I haven't had trouble going out in public. Why? Because I have the important connections in life. And yet my mom seems to worry about, she was worried about me when I would eat out that I would tip a lot, right, when I got good service. Keep in mind, when I got bad service, I wasn't shy about not tipping either. She was worried about clients or colleagues of mine taking advantage of me. The connections are more. That's my real wealth. The dollars and the gold and the silver, that's only to represent wealth, right? The real wealth is our connection to the outside world. I'd say even more, a lot of people say good health is our only wealth, but really, what good is good health if you can't make use of it to network, right?